In today's video, I'm going to give you 5 very easy healthy eating tips that have not only helped me honor my hunger, but have also allowed me to feel my very, very best without any diets or restriction. Hey my friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Marta and this is Endless Wellness.
Quick disclaimer for you, so feel free to pause the video. And with that being said, let's get into it.
Focus on addition and not subtraction. And no, I'm not talking about math. I'm talking about your eating habits. I feel like when we think about healthy eating, the first thing that comes into our mind is taking things away from our diets, whether that's eating less food in general, or avoiding a certain food group, or completely cutting out a food because it's apparently bad, even though it's not. When we think of adding instead of subtracting food, we ultimately get in way more nutrients than we just take everything away and pretend we're going to survive off of rabbit food. For example, you can start off with asking yourself how you can get more dark leafy greens into your diet. For me, that involves maybe adding in some sauteed spinach into my eggs in the morning, or even throwing in some kale into a smoothie. It doesn't have to be complicated. Or maybe there's room in your diet to add more fiber. So for me, I love adding in a tablespoon of chia seeds or just snacking on some good old crackers. I don't know how on earth diet culture twisted that to make it seem that the less we eat, that the more healthy we'll be, because, girl, that's not true. With intuitive eating, all foods fit and they're not good or bad. All foods have a purpose. If we're comparing something like carrots to something like candy, of course the carrots are more nutrient dense, but that doesn't mean that you can't eat your candy. If I want something sweet, I'm going to eat the candy. And you should too, you really should. And remember that just because something is healthy, that doesn't mean that you have to force feed yourself that food. If you don't like it, if it doesn't make you feel good, if you don't crave it, then don't eat it and find something that you can add to your diet that you will actually enjoy and that will make you so excited to eat. I swear, when I wake up in the morning and I know I can eat my bomb breakfast, you better bet that that's the #1 reason why I get out of bed and run downstairs. Food is fuel and food is supposed to make you happy. The more we restrict ourselves, the less joy food really brings us. Think variety. We're almost conditioned to believe that there's like 3 things in this world that are healthy and everything else is literally terrible for you, and if you eat it, you will die instantly. Well, let me tell you, that's not how it works. When we focus on variety, we not only ensure that we don't get sick and tired of eating the same 3 things every single day, we also maximize the nutrients that we are getting. And when I say a big variety, I'm not referring to just fruits and vegetables. I'm talking about a big variety of protein, a big variety of fats, carbs, nuts and seeds. Whatever floats your boat, you need all of it. I see so many people eventually quitting their diets because their diet offered them no variety. And we are humans that need variety. I cannot eat the same old chicken, rice, and broccoli every single day for dinner. And if you can, well, kudos to you. Like, that's fantastic. If that genuinely brings you joy, then I'm not that person who's going to tell you not to do that. But at the end of the day, don't feel inclined that you have to eat the same old foods every single day for health, because healthy is so much more than that. Tuning in to your hunger and fullness cues is ultimately the way that diet culture defines portion control. I really don't like that term, but that will probably give you the best picture of what I'm referring to. I think a lot of the times when we associate portion control, we think about calorie tracking, point tracking, macro tracking, whatever kind of other tracking that exists. But when I refer to hunger and fullness cues, it simply means tuning into our bodies to figure out if we're actually hungry. I bet so many of us can relate that sometimes we're sitting there not really doing anything, and then the idea of opening our fridge just sounds like a lot of fun. So we go downstairs and we grab snacks that we may not even be hungry for. And again, there's nothing inherently wrong with just simply sometimes eating out for joy, because food at the end of the day is supposed to make us happy. But I'm simply saying that in that moment, we don't typically feel hungry, so our bodies don't necessarily need that food. But hey, sometimes you have to listen to what your heart wants more than your body, because let's be real, who is hungry after dinner for dessert? Probably not anyone. Who has dessert every single day? Me. I do. I have dessert every single day. It's so easy to overestimate how hungry you are, and I've definitely been there when I've come home from a very busy day and I opened my fridge and I just loaded up my plate like there's no tomorrow, because in my mind it felt like I could eat a literal horse, and I was just like trying to get some food in. It's important in those moments to also pay attention to how we're feeling, and don't feel pressured to finish all of the food that you put on your plate in the moment. Our bodies are amazing at telling us how much food we actually need, and it's totally okay if one day you need more or less than the other day. I eat a different portion size every single day, because my energy levels are different and how I'm feeling is different. So you need to just be flexible with yourself and trust that your body actually knows how much you need to eat. I genuinely believe being very mindful of our hunger and fullness cues is a better representation of knowing how much we need to eat than any tracker out there, because our body needs change every single day. Yet the amount that your tracker is showing you to eat, that stays the same.
Just for reference, we should ideally stay at the 4, 5, 6, and 7 range throughout the day.
Create an environment that makes healthy eating simple. I have sworn by this for years now, and it's probably one of the most helpful ways that I've been able to really prioritize my nutrition while being very, very busy. Don't get me wrong, eating healthy sometimes is difficult, and we don't acknowledge that enough. We get this idea that we have to be perfect with our diets, and that's so far from reality. I'm not perfect with healthy eating whatsoever, but my goal isn't to be perfect, because my goal is to also enjoy food and to celebrate all that food has to offer. The goal here is to make healthy eating as simple for you as possible. So I want you to reflect on your life right now and think about little ways that you can make it hassle-free. I know for myself, I really love meal prepping with lots of leftovers. If I'm hungry, I really don't want to start chopping vegetables and sauteing kale and doing all that other nonsense. If I'm hungry, I am minutes before I'm hangry, and nobody wants hangry Marty. I find making big batches of food so helpful, and just having something to lean on busier days. Another very big tip that I have is to always bring food with you. And I will preach this from my grave. I am somebody who refuses to leave their house for more than 2 hours without food on hand. And you may think that's absolutely insane, but that's what keeps me going through the day. Food is fuel, and your body needs fuel. It makes me so happy to go into my little backpack and open it up and reach in there and find a snack. Okay? Having food on hand is super helpful, and it doesn't make you lazy if you aren't able to make a fresh meal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day. Many of us don't have that luxury, unfortunately, so we have to make do with what we have. And again, it's not about perfection, and it's about progress. And lastly, focus on the bigger picture. We sometimes pretend that an individual meal is going to change our life. Stop. It's not. Stop pretending that if you eat fast food one time, you're literally going to die. Like instantly, on the spot, just dead. No. The best way to find balance between restriction and dieting and completely neglecting our health is to focus on sustainable and balanced diets throughout the course of days, weeks, months, and years. I don't care how perfect your diet may be, but if you can only last a week and then after that week you completely neglect any sort of form of food that makes you feel good, you're going to feel like crap. Maybe you're somebody who loves a good loaded sandwich because same. Instead of telling yourself that I can't eat the sandwich,
oh my goodness, like I'm being healthy now, I'm not eating any food that I'm used to eating, I'm starting a new life now with being a healthy eater, that's it.
no, step back, go right back, okay? Back it up. No, you can still eat your sandwich, and you should most definitely enjoy your food because food makes me so freaking happy. What if you replaced your white bread for a more fiber-loaded option? Or what if you added in more veggies to your sandwich? Again, just so we're all on the same page here, bad and good foods do not exist. Period. Even something that can be labeled as less healthy, it still isn't rat poison. You're not going to gain weight from one meal. You're not going to get some sort of nutrient deficiency from one meal. And you're most definitely not going to lose your progress or your habits from one meal. I don't want to hear unless it's moldy, you're allergic to it, you hate the taste of it. It is not a bad food. It's just food. It has no moral value whatsoever. So the point is here to make healthy eating about fitting your life the best it can. It should not become the center of your life or all that you care about. There is so much more to life than just clean eating. Ugh, I hate that word. We don't have to clean eat. You can eat whatever you damn want. Balanced and sustainable eating habits will leave you feeling so much happier and so much healthier. Please be kind to yourself. Please remember to fuel yourself. And for goodness sakes, stop expecting perfection with healthy eating. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I will definitely be doing more videos focusing on sustainable and balanced habits, so make sure you stay tuned for that. I post a new video every single Thursday. Mwah! Bye!